Now, when anyone starts talking about a path, it makes you squirm a little bit because it sounds like, oh yeah, so it is all pre-decided for me. Somebody already figured it out, and here I am, a puppet on a string, looking for my path. And we say, exactly. No, we don't say that. It's not like that at all. Here you are in your physical body, carving out your path. You're carving out the path. But yes, you had intentions when you came into this physical body that were the path that you were walking along when you made the decision to come here. You knew that you were worthy. And when you get off that path, you feel awful. You knew that you are valuable. And when you get off that path, you feel awful. You knew that this was going to be a wonderful experience. And when you get off that path, you feel awful. You knew that you are the creator of your own experience. And when you get off that path, you feel awful. You had all of these intentions, all of this knowing that you have amassed from life. And the source within you stands in complete knowledge of that path. So here you are in your physical body, making decisions, all kinds of spectacular, detailed decisions. And as you make those decisions in vibrational alignment, in other words, you can be or do or have anything that you want and feel wonderful as long as you're not mad at yourself while you're doing it. That's off your path. You can be or do or have anything, and the source that is within you will support you completely, and you will feel wonderful unless you're mad at someone else, unless you're condemning something else, unless you're looking right at what you do not want and making that a lifestyle of vibrational habit. And that's really what we're talking about. We're talking about the vibrational frequencies or the thoughts or the energy. These words are all dovetailing that you are generating. So when you focus upon the well-being of something, law of attraction will bring you more thoughts like it. When you focus upon the not well-being of something, law of attraction will bring you other thoughts like it. And as you focus there in those early stages of those easy thoughts, law of attraction will bring you more thoughts like that until eventually you will have a significant enough vibrational pattern or trajectory going with that thought that you might even say, I believe that. That's all a belief is. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. That's all it is. In the early days of interacting with us, Esther argued with us about that. She would say to us, Abraham, but it's true. I know you don't think I should think about it, but it is a true thing. And therefore, doesn't it deserve some of my attention? And we say, there are so many things that are true that you want to practice until you believe them and until you attract them, until you live them fully. And there are some things that are true that you don't feel that way about. Just be discerning, be a selective sifter, choose what you think about. But Esther argued, and some of you do too, but Abraham, sometimes I do not think I am choosing this thought. I think this thought chose me. And we say, we know how that feels when you get that momentum going. When you get a certain amount of momentum going, it plays out. The laws of the universe that you know, the laws of physics, you know, it's like that. So law of attraction is synonymous with momentum. Because when you give your attention to something, law of attraction will bring more and more and more and more and more. That's why you want to be discerning about what you think about. And it's also why you don't want to be at the bottom of the hill trying to stop your thoughts. That's when Esther said, my thought's thinking me, Abraham. I know you think I should think otherwise, but this thought has got hold of me big time. And we say, yes, sometimes it happens that way. And you really want it to happen that way when it's thoughts that are of benefit to you. You really want those thoughts to have hold of you when it's thoughts of your value, of your worthiness, of your worth, of the value and worth of others. You want those thoughts to get hold of you. You want to believe deeply. You want to have absolute knowing. First you think it, then you think it more, 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 then you believe it. Then you believe it, then you think it more, then you think it more, then you think it more, then you know it. And the reason you know it is because what you believe manifests. It manifests. It gives you full knowledge. But what humans mostly don't understand is that you have control over what moves from vibration into reality. You can turn thoughts into things deliberately. You can. You are turning thoughts into things all the time indeliberately. Why not get hold of this? Why not start thinking purposefully? But the only way that you can begin to turn thoughts to things in a deliberate way is by inserting into your awareness the factor, the all-important factor of how you feel. because how you feel is your guidance that lets you know how much momentum you got going toward what you want and how much introduction of contradiction you've got going on. So we want to help you to not freak out about the thoughts that you've been thinking. When we started talking about the science of deliberate creation, you are in the audience going, cancel, trying to suck the thought back before law of attraction got hold of it. And we don't want you to be guarded about your thoughts, because you're starting right here, right now, and well-being is dominant. We just want you to be more deliberate about the thoughts you think by caring more about how you feel. So here you are in your bodies. You are beautiful. You are brilliant. You are exploring. Contrast all around you, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, and continually adding new preferences to the whole of that which you are becoming. So that non-physical part of you resides in a vibrational reality. We've been calling it your vortex, or your vortex of attraction. It's your vortex. It's a vibrational version of you. It's the vibrational version of you of all that you want that has full potential of manifesting fully, so that you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it, and others can too as they behold you. But in order to be deliberate about that, it's important that you know that there are steps to the process. And the first step is you are launching rockets of desire. You're asking all day, every day. You never stop asking. Don't ask yourself to stop asking. You can't stop asking. The trajectory that we are all on, the trajectory that you are most about, who you really are, why you're here, the environment that surrounds you, the details of the environment that surrounds you, all queued up in order to evoke from you new awarenesses of who you are and what you further want. So don't fight that. Just go with it. You can't stop it. Just let the desire flow forth from you. Step one. Step two is that desire that you have launched becomes part of this vibrational reality that the inner being part of you, the soul part of you, the source part of you, the non-physical part of you embraces fully and becomes in the moment that you launch the rocket. That non-physical part of you is now a reality. And law of attraction is responding to that reality also. So now, there's the you standing in your body thinking what you're thinking about that desire that you launched. And there's the source energy part of you standing in the vortex thinking about that desire that you launched. So there are potentially two different perspectives about that. You getting what we're saying? There's the perspective that knows not only that it's possible, but that it's certain. That's your inner being's perspective. Knowing that the path will unfold, knowing that you will find your way, knowing that it will be really fun going toward it, and knowing that you're going to like it when you get there, but knowing that it's not just getting there that it's all about, it's the journey on the way to it that life is really about. That's what your inner being knows. That's what your inner being knows and bees about the desire that you launch. And here you are in your physical body, maybe not so much knowing so much of that. Because you're usually, if you're like most humans, noticing that what you want has not yet happened. So your awareness is upon where is it? Or how's it going to get here? Or when's it going to get here? Or who's going to bring it? And how's it going to get here? How long is it going to take before it gets here? And why isn't it here yet? And how come that guy's got it and I don't have it yet? And so as you focus in those ways, you feel the uneasiness. You feel the discomfort. And sometimes you even say, I think I felt better before I wanted that thing that I do not have. And we want you to understand that you got to get over that. You got to get over that. You got to get over that. You just got to get over that, because you're not ever going to stop launching desires. So you're always going to be creating the gap between what is manifested and what is in the process of being manifested. And if you hold yourself in an eternal pattern of, or even an all-day long pattern, or a week pattern, or a decade pattern, as you hold yourself in patterns of thoughts that disallow these thoughts to turn to things, then you become cynical, then you become ornery, then you become unhappy about others who are not yet offering so much resistance and blocking their own creation. Anything that you want, resources, the energy that creates worlds, all queued up for you. You just got to find a way of getting in the vibrational vicinity of it, which means you got to stop thinking those thoughts that contradict it. But that statement is a contradiction to the laws of the universe. stop thinking that thought, because you can't stop anything. You can just start other things. So what we want to bring you around to understanding is that it's all about focus, and it's all about law of attraction, which means it's all about momentum, which means it's all about, how can it be about all of those things? It is. It's about all of those things. It's about you thinking a thought and law of attraction perpetuating the thought that you're thinking, and you being aware of the thoughts that you're thinking enough that you can feel when the thought that you're thinking is introducing resistance into your equation. And then, just like standing at the top of the hill, you step out in front of it and you think a different thought. When you think about something, let's say you're thinking about something that you desire, and you start early in the morning before negative thoughts from yesterday start seeping into your experience. Because when you slumber, your momentum stops. That's the most wonderful thing about sleeping. Your thought momentum stops while you sleep. Now, it's easy to wake up and think about yesterday. It's easy to go to the same places and meet the same faces and have the same thoughts that you had yesterday. But you are starting the new trajectory about that today. And it's easy to pick it up, we know. But it's also far easier at the beginning of every day to start a different thread of thought, so to speak. So let's say that you've awakened this morning and your momentum has stopped and you're feeling pretty good because your momentum has stopped and you're not thinking about any of the things that aren't going well. You're just alive in your body, and because you are not introducing any resistance into the equation, the source energy within you is the dominant vibration. So you just feel well-being. You just feel well-being. So let's say you begin thinking about this day and you look out and you find the day beautiful, and then you wonder if it's going to rain. Well, as you looked out and found the day wonderful, law of attraction was ready to run with that thought. But as you worried about there being rain today, you introduced another thought into the thoughts that you were thinking. So right away, you introduced a thought about what you want and a thought about what you don't want. And when those two thoughts are vibrationally happening within you, not at the same time, they can't, but boom, 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 boom. Now, you've got a sort of little wobble going on here already. You're not getting very far toward what you want, because it's like you allow it and then you don't, and then you allow it and then you don't, and then you allow it and then you don't. There's a sort of push and pull happening with you. I want this thing I cannot have. I want to do these things I cannot afford. So humans call that realism. Well, Abraham, of course, I'm just being realistic. And we say, but there is a vibrational realism that we want you to begin to subscribe to. There is a reality, yes, and if you are just looking at what is, your life is just going to continue to be more of what is. Different faces, different places, but essentially the same thing over and over and over again. Because you can't continue to offer the same thought patterns and have the same emotional responses to those thought patterns and make changes in your life experience. In order to make changes in what is happening in terms of manifestation, you have to first make changes in what's happening with the thoughts that you are thinking. You have to clean up your frequency. You have to slow down the wobble. And the best way we know of doing that is by beginning early in the day. This is not hard. The technique is so easy to understand. It just takes a little practice. And you got to practice it in order for law of attraction to help you practice it. If you're sloppy, law of attraction helps you be sloppy. If you are unfocused, law of attraction helps you be unfocused. If you are starting to be clear about what you want, law of attraction helps you to be more clear about what you want. Law of attraction is your very best friend. And when you go with the flow of these universal energies, you will feel your full empowerment. What fun it is to be physically focused and to have the energy that creates worlds flowing through your focus to assist you in the accomplishment, in the creation of anything that this time-space reality has inspired within you. Feel that feeling of unlimitedness and understand that in anything less than unlimitedness, there is limitedness that you cannot stand from a non-physical point of view, because the non-physical part of you truly understands that you are unlimited. You are the one placing the limits. We think it would be a good thing for you to cut that out.